So in the shadow of Israel's war with Iran, there has been no let-up in the fighting in Gaza, where the humanitarian situation is becoming ever more critical. Officials say at least 20 more people have been killed trying to get food from an aid distribution point. Israeli authorities say they're investigating, and a warning that our next report contains some disturbing images.
As the world looks to the skies of the Middle East, on the ground in Gaza, streams of injured and dead flood into hospitals. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency says Israeli forces killed more than 20 people and injured around 150 on Tuesday while trying to access food. How long will this situation go on? How long will people have to endure this? We want a solution for these victims who are dying. On Monday, several people were injured in a crush when they flocked to retrieve aid from this truck driving through northern Gaza. I'm a human who needs to eat. I have no food, no shelter. All the people have been exhausted. When we come and wait here, I swear we are like surrendering ourselves to death. By God, we are walking into death. There's no solution. If you want to feed us, feed us. If you don't feed us, kill us. If you don't want us to live a decent life, then kill us. The UN Human Rights Office says the Israeli army has killed over 400 people trying to reach food distribution points. In some of its strongest condemnation yet, it also said that the weaponization of food for civilians constitutes a war crime. The small amount of aid reaching the territory is being delivered by a new scheme called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, backed by Israel and the United States. It has been widely criticised by the UN and other aid organisations, but Israel says a new scheme is necessary to prevent Hamas stealing aid. Despite repeated warnings, but Gaza's 2 million people face starvation.
Ahmed Bayram is with the Middle East Regional Office of the Norwegian Refugee Council and joins us today from Amman. As we just saw in that report, the humanitarian situation in Gaza remains desperate. Can you tell us what you're hearing from your organization?
Of course, like you reported, the cameras have been, turning away from what's happening in Gaza while people continue to suffer. Our colleagues are on the ground. My colleagues are on the ground speaking of horrifying conditions, of more people being displaced as a result of Israel's relocation orders, of prices going up, of things like sugar not available, and if available, selling for $50 or $60 per kilogram, flour for $30 per kilogram. People can't find enough to feed their children. They're coming up with new ways every single day to feed their families. And of course, the killings around 8 points, it's becoming a death trap. If you want to risk your life now in Gaza, you go and try to get some food. So yes, it has been, while the world was looking away, it has been a horrendous experience for everybody. There's more injuries than any time in the last 15 months, only this month in Gaza, and half of those injuries are a result of people trying to get hold of food. A third of the total death, and the people have been killed, 500 of them have been killed trying to get a bag of flour or a bag of bread.
Yeah. Your organization has also recently published a report that over 680,000 people have been newly displaced just in the last few months. You mentioned displacement as one of the issues, but just spell out for us how that makes it difficult to, or impossible even, to provide humanitarian assistance to those who are on the move.
It is impossible. I mean, we're working without tools, really. We have enough aid, I have to say, waiting across the border, enough to fill 200 trucks, over 200 trucks. We have 3,000 tents languishing across the border a few miles away while people have to sleep on the street. People arrive, as my colleagues tell me, with nothing on them. Of course, they're not leaving their homes. They're leaving whatever they built after that, a shelter or a tent or whatever that is. families. And with the displacement continuing, people arrive and sleep, rough on the street or wherever they can. At the same time, we are talking about 1 million people in Gaza without shelter. We're talking about a situation where lives are literally now risk losing, because of lack of fuel. So the situation continues with the blockade, Israeli blockade on anything except for the food that it allows for almost 100 days now since the ceasefire has collapsed. And the situation continues and diplomacy continues to fail.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. That is Ahmed Bayram with the Norwegian Refugee Council.